No. Okay. Estoy compartiéndolo todavía aquí rapidito. Vamos allá. Vamos a empezar con las misiones. Y salir de esas misiones para rápido. Signo, aquí. 140 y 100. A ver si llego aquí más fácil. Más fácil.
Excuse me, have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia recently?
No, not that I'm aware of. Perhaps you could ask someone else?
Excuse me, have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia recently?
Huh. Well, yes, but isn't that pretty normal? The academia consumes so many resources each day. Everything from cooking ingredients, raw materials, even equipment for experiments. It's normal for goods to be coming in and out.
Right, but we're looking for shipments with a Matra seal. Have you seen any like that?
That I'm not too sure of. I normally wouldn't notice whether the goods have any seals or not. Maybe you should ask someone else.
Excuse me, have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia recently?
Huh? Why do you ask?
I'm just checking to ensure nothing unusual has happened.
Well, I can't say it's unusual, but I did notice something. There's a Kashar researcher who's been making frequent shipments recently. Dozen of large boxes each time, if not more. When I asked him about it, he said they just contained a bunch of old worn-out machines. The Kashar used to often sell scrap machines to traveling merchants, so I didn't really think anything of it. But he's been making a lot of shipments lately. There weren't ever so many outdated machines before.
And you didn't find that suspicious? Why didn't you report it for inspection?
Well, the boxes were stamped with a Matra seal. Why should I bother? Of course, I did start to wonder about the seal once, thinking that maybe they forged it or something. But you know what happened? A man named Taj came here and told me that he'd already inspected the goods personally and ordered me to leave the researcher alone. I couldn't question his word, could I?
Possible. There must be some sort of mistake. There's no way Taj would ever... No, I won't believe it. Taj is an honorable man. Someone must be trying to frame him. Wait, I know another Matra who works with Taj. I can ask him to let us speak with Taj.
As I've already told you, I don't have any way to contact Taj. A few Eremites showed up looking for Taj yesterday, and he met with them in his office. I was standing outside of the door, and I vaguely heard them say, "Found it." Before I realized it, the door opened, and Taj left with the group of them. I noticed that he had also changed into Eremite attire. But Taj didn't come to work today, so I've also started to feel a little concerned about the whole thing. If you'd like to speak with him, maybe you can try visiting his home. He lives just on the outskirts of Sumeru City.
A group of Eremites? Could Taj really be the one making all the canned knowledge?
No way. Taj is just like Sino. They're considered heroes among the Matra. There's no way that he would... Fine. Looks like there's no other choice.
Hey, don't let it get to you just yet. We'll get to the bottom of this once and for all.
So, this is Taj's place. There doesn't seem to be anyone here.
Well, what should we do then? Do we break in?
No. Wait, the door's unlocked. Did Taj leave in a hurry? Well, anyway, we're still not sure if he's the real culprit. Probably not a good idea to go in without permission. You're right. Even if we apply for a warrant now, we won't be able to do anything until tomorrow at the earliest. This is an emergency. I just hope Taj doesn't mind. What's this?
It's a paper full of names written on it. Oh, and a map. Nabil, can you make any sense of this?
Yes. This is definitely Taj's handwriting. These papers look like records. These are the transactions between Taj and some other people. From the look of the numbers, the scale of this smuggling case is absolutely massive. The whole operation involves more than 300 people, including dozens of celebrities. These are famous scholars, merchants, mercenaries. I have a feeling that Sino might be unaware of what he's up against. There's no way anyone could face such a large organization on their own. You're right, that's just who he is. As for the map, it appears to indicate the location of the Court of Desolation. Let's take it to Sino and let him decide how to proceed. If Taj really has turned on his honor and committed these terrible acts, then I suspect that he might already be at the Court of Desolation as we speak. I don't want to suspect him, but I also don't know him very well. Maybe Sino will know what to do.
All right, we'll give these to Sino and see. Let's go! Well, Sino, what do you make of it?
Taj. It's been a while since I last saw him. From what I remember, he is a straight-laced man. Although he would resort to extreme measures from time to time, he would never do anything against his beliefs.
So do you think he's the one behind all this?
I'm still not sure. I cannot imagine how devastating the incident with Mortada was for him. Nor can I deny the possibility that people can change. Whether it's out of love for his son or for other reasons, we have to see for ourselves to judge him. Or rather, the person he's become. That's right. It's clear that he had a hand in this case, yet he made no report of it. There's no doubting that. That's also why I need to see him. I must ask his reasoning and judge him myself. Time is ticking. Let's go.
Following orders.
Shine down. Stand clear.
Burn! Tricks up your sleeve! Now you're testing my patience. Gotcha. We'll meet again. Come on, you coward!
There is no...
Spread your wings and raise a storm!
Leave it up to me.
Where do you think you're going?
Retribution!
Goodbye. But we'll meet again.
If only I stumbled upon lab supplies as often.
This world is full of unsolved mysteries.
Chivalry will never die. Kamisato Ayaka, present. May knowledge guide you.
What is the situation?
So this is the Court of Desolation. Are there really any treasures buried here? Oh, Paimon's kinda nervous. Could it be dangerous?
Don't worry. You'll be safe with me.
Propagate!
Look! These walls have definitely seen better days. Was there some sort of fight here? Let's keep going and see what we can find. Whoa! Is it just Paimon? Or did that passageway just rotate? It's not gonna start moving again, is it? Either way, we should be careful. A passage! Hopefully that's our way in. That eye seems to be staring right at us. This place gives Paimon the creeps. You go first.
Illusion shattered! Shine down! Propagate!
Taj.
Ah, Sino. It's been some time since I've seen you last. I trust you are doing well. Seeing that you've made it all the way here, you must be on the cusp of wrapping up your investigation, I presume. Even faster than I expected. Is it because you have some new partners now?
That's right. This case is nearly closed. But the most important answer still eludes me. Was it all your doing? Smuggling the canned knowledge? The research of the Court of Desolation?
Yes, it was me.
Then explain why.
That's the difficult part. Let's just say I've changed. I've become a selfish coward who only wants to pursue his own interests.
I find that hard to believe.
Oh, really? Way I see it, every person will end up like me sooner or later. When you're young, you press forward, unattached, living solely for the justice in your heart. But as you begin to age, you start to become more cautious. You know many things are wrong, but still turn a blind eye to them. I was the same. I never questioned my actions until Murtada died. I could feel the justice that I once strived to uphold slowly crumbling in my heart. I was completely dedicated to all that I did, but as I grew older, I found myself feeling alone, miserable. Can you imagine what it feels like to not have the will to live, but not be able to die? Murtada was sent to prison by my own hands. I set myself on this painful path. My son hated me till the day he died, and now I must live with that pain and regret. I failed him as a father. But now I have a chance to make it right. A chance to reunite with him. The Court of Desolation. Here lies the key to overcoming life and death. The power to even bring the dead back to life.
So, did you already find what you needed here?
See this door behind me? Behind it lies the treasures that I seek. I'm so close, Sino. If only you hadn't arrived now, I could already have...
Enough conjecture. What has happened is already part of the past. You cannot bring the dead back to life. In the end, the treasures you seek are nothing but myths and legend.
Since you're so sure, why don't you just let me open the door and see then?
No. I sense danger behind that door. There will be dire consequences the moment you open it.
I beg you, as an old partner, can you let me fulfill my last wish just this once? Surely you get it by now. Doing your job without mercy will only drive people away from you. I'm the prime example.
I don't overthink things. If there is only one way for me to defend my principles, then that is the path I will take.
Seems there's no convincing you. All right then. Let's see if your polearm skills have improved at all. This power is mine.
Let me weave you up. There is no escape.
Through me, justice is served.
Your strength.
You feel it, don't you? I'm stronger than you remember. I gained new power when I entered the Court of Desolation. This is only a taste of it. Once I open the door behind me, this power will be complete. Even life and death will have no grip on me.
Uh-oh. We have to stop this guy!
I won't let you open that door.
I wouldn't be so sure. I'm afraid it won't be easy to stop me, now that you're injured? Or are you ready to sacrifice your life for this?
I'll do what I have to.
I still remember when we first became partners. You were always charging forward and putting your life on the line, just like now. Even after all this time, you still haven't changed.
You haven't changed either. You left that list of names and map in your house on purpose, didn't you? You wanted me to be able to find you here. All of this was just part of the act you were putting on. What happened just now was also part of your plan. You might have fooled those on the list, but you will not fool me. I had my suspicions from the beginning, but I couldn't be sure until we fought. If he really had changed, your fighting style wouldn't be as it was before.
Huh? What do you mean, Sino?
He never planned on opening the door. His true intention was...
What's happening?
Seems our time is running short. Let me make this quick then. After Mortada died, my spirit was crushed. For a long time, I was hoping this reality was just some terrible nightmare. I hoped I would just wake up and be able to see his smiling face again. That is when I was approached by someone who wished to collaborate and find the Court of Desolation together. I did some investigation of my own and discovered they were part of a massive organization. People from every walk of life are involved. They are relentless in their search, pouring countless mora into secret research, even sacrificing lives in hopes that the Court of Desolation would appear.
No wonder banning the research wasn't enough. A full-scale operation was already in motion.
I'm a flesh and blood human like anyone else, so I obviously hesitated and considered it. The thought of bringing my son back tugged at my heart, but in the end, I came to my senses. I knew that I could not let myself go down that path. I suddenly came to a realization amidst my suffering. The Court of Desolation, a place that once drove people to tragedy, was still doing so, even centuries later. As long as this place exists, people will recklessly seek it out, just as Mortada did, generation after generation, regardless of the cost. Let it be buried beneath the sand forever. Once the Court of Desolation is gone, there will no longer be anyone obsessed with seeking it out. That's right. I acted as if I had abandoned my convictions just so that they would cooperate without raising any suspicion. This was the only way I could find and destroy this place. But that wasn't enough. I needed someone I could trust to bring the organization to justice. The Academia forbids the research of the Court of Desolation, so they would never approve my plan in the first place. To add to the problem, the organization is so powerful that they even have members working within the Academia. If I wished to destroy the organization, I couldn't just count on the Academia alone.
So, you pretended to be the one behind all this, as a test for me.
Yes. I'm sorry, but now I am assured. You haven't changed at all. You are still as you always were, fearless, and making no compromise. Anyway, this place is collapsing. You must leave now.
Wait! Aren't you leaving too? There are still loads of bad guys to catch outside!
His fate is already sealed. There is no life left inside him. He is like a candle with no more wick to burn. You planned it all from the very beginning, didn't you? Risking being treated as a traitor to collaborate with them. Sacrificing your own life to open and destroy the Court of Desolation.
Regardless, I made a grave mistake by allowing the smuggling and the research of this place. Let this be the final judgment on myself. I was always so busy with work that I never made time to fulfill Mortada's wishes. Finding this place was his biggest wish. Since I'll be reuniting with him here, I can only hope he won't have anything more to hold against me. I'll leave all those people on the list to you. Sorry for all the trouble I've caused.
There's nothing to be sorry for. We are partners. If you see Mortada, send him my greetings. Goodbye, old friend.
Dad, why are they so strict with me? I'm always the only one who gets in trouble.
Just leave me alone! Don't worry, I won't damage your precious reputation.
Alright, Dad. Let's start over. By the way, I finally found an area of research I wish to pursue. Why can't you show even a little leniency? Why?
Because we are Matra.
Huh? The Court of Desolation has...
Just as Taj said, that place had caused too many disasters and tragedies. Being buried in quicksand is its rightful end. To them, as long as there's Mora to be made, they will disregard the Academia's rules, whether it's the Court of Desolation or anything else. Their only goal is to make massive profits off of dangerous research. Taj may have set them back with the Court of Desolation, but it won't be long before they continue searching for another target. That's an opportunity that I will not let them have.
We'll help too.
Thank you, but you've already done enough. Just leave the rest to me. I will bring them to justice myself. Besides, I promised you that I would sweep away any potential danger. So, that's what I'm going to do. Wait for me at Caravan Rebob 4 days from now.
A 4 días, muchacho. Vamos a hacer estas misiones diarias. Y después hago el brinco de horario. Porque necesito fuego para esa gente. ¿Qué nos enviaron? Mora.
Let's finish this, swiftly.
I await your instruction. I will protect you.
Stay close and...
No la dejé hablar. Vamos para allá. Tiramos aquí. Para rápido, para rápido. Ya no le di con el special a aquel de arriba. A colmo no sube aquí. No tengo cómo subir, son. No puedo hacer nada.
Shine down.
Aquel se queda allí. Mira para allá. Pick up. Tendré que buscar para qué son esos talismanes que encuentro por ahí. Ok, para acá. Hacia arriba no lo veo. Si no está arriba, está abajo. ¿Será ese tesoro? No, míralo aquí. Qué bueno que doy una ojeada. Vamos a ver con ese grandulón para rápido.
Illusion shattered.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Take flight.
Bora.
Whirling snow.
Ele.
Take flight.
Too easy.
Collecting rare and exquisite treasures. Yes, this seems suitably sophisticated.
Mira para allá. Vamos a abrir el punto de allí. Y así podemos brincar para este área. Perfecto. Bueno. Seguimos buscando las misiones. Cerquitita. Y el punto tampoco me lleva ahí, pero es mejor que caminar. No puedo subir con eso. Vamos a volar. Subo por aquí. Y ya estamos. Cuadrado. No quiero pelear con escorpiones, que no se despierten. Hey, come out. Eso no hace nada. Ah. Ok, está. Por lo menos fácil, para que me regalen primo ya. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Por lo menos fue fácil, por lo menos. Está lejito. Está lejito y medio.
Clear skies can do nothing to hide the brilliance of lightning. Divine bolts can strike even in the absence of rain. Do you see that tree?
Sí.
Wait, you understand?
Eso es así.
So, demonstration is not required. Good.
Eso también es fácil. Lo único que hay que hacer es ir al punto que me indica. Puntito para volar. Suaz. Allí hay algo. Voy a checar eso que está allá. ¿Qué le dio a esto el zoom? Tremendo. ¿Qué caramba? ¿Eso? ¿Qué habrá sido ese ruido? Next, última. 1100 metros. También es en el caray. Vamos a recoger esto aquí. Obtain. Ese punto violeta parece que es como para la casa esa que estaba morita. Un poquito después. Ajá. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué necesitan? Avancen. ¿Los puedo ayudar? Ok. ¿Qué necesitan? Mucho fertilizador especial. Frutas árabes. Tengo de más, mira. Suaz. Perfecto. No tengo que ir para ningún lado. Al menos la pusieron fácil. Bueno, la misión. ¿Cuánto falta? Oh. Dos días, deja darle para adelante, vamos a ver. Era esperar 4 días, pero yo creo que ya pasó uno en el juego. Vamos a ver, vamos a ver. Todavía, yo supongo que falta un día más. Vamos a dejarlo como por aquí. A veces hay que darle para adelante el día y a veces brega, a veces no. Blum. Todavía. Voy a intentarlo una vez más entonces. Si no reacciona a eso, hay que esperar 4 días de verdad. Cosa que me parece extraño, pero...
You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time.
Ok, reaccionó a eso, perfecto. Ah, ya que estoy aquí en Sumeru, vamos para aquí a buscar esos puntos diarios.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. Thank you for completing today's commissions. Here is your reward.
Perfect.
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Okay. 1500 metros, vamos para allá. Caravan arriba. Mire, que ya con esto yo creo que se acaba la misión de Sino.
We meet again. Thank you so much for all your help.
Nabil, what are you doing here?
Convicts from the desert are being escorted through Caravan Ribat, so I'm here to keep an eye on things. This should be the last group of them, so I'll be heading back to the Academia once they're cleared. The last few days have been quite the ride, but fortunately, I can say with confidence that this case is finally coming to an end. At first, the mercenary groups on the list were putting up quite a fight. They made several desperate attempts to cover up the truth. However, Sino crossed the desert and took out their main camp overnight. After that, people on the list started to put pressure on the higher-ups within the Academia. Everyone was on edge, and the case came to a standstill.
And? Then what happened?
Well, then we received word that Taj Rudkani had sacrificed himself on the case. The news really stirred up the members of our ranks. The Matra then moved together against the enemy. We cleared out the traitors from within the Academia and arrested all the researchers on the list. Some of them managed to get out of the Academia, but still failed to escape. The scattered criminals were captured by Sino all across Sumeru. I even heard that someone was about to escape to Fontaine, but was still apprehended just at the border. Having more than 300 prisoners apprehended for interrogation has definitely shaken things up recently.
Is Sino alright? He didn't get injured, did he?
He seems fine, but nobody knows the real situation. He brought over 300 suspects to judgment all on his own. Among them were even some of our former colleagues. Not just the criminals are afraid of him. Even we start feeling a little nervous when he's around now. But even if we start feeling all self-conscious, thinking if we've done anything wrong, we're still always honored to have Sino around. By the way, are you guys here to see Sino? I think I just saw him walking in that direction when I was on watch nearby. He was walking with someone I didn't recognize, and then before I knew it, they were nowhere to be seen. If you happen to see him, please send my regards.
Sure thing, Nabil. You be careful too. Don't let any of those bad guys escape.
Don't worry about me. If anything happens, you can find me at the Academia anytime.
Trying to single-handedly bring 300 people to justice must feel pretty exhilarating. But I can assure you this is certainly not the best solution.
I'm aware. However, I learned something unexpected during interrogation. Apparently, someone had enticed Murtada Radkani into becoming interested in researching the Court of Desolation. Murtada had lived in his father's shadow all his life. Naturally, he wanted to conduct research that would seem groundbreaking and significant. After Murtada died, The organization tried to use Taj's shame regarding his son to add him to their ranks, toying with others' minds, treating lives like dirt, and doing anything for their own interests. This makes me angry.
Fine, I understand. This is a type of trap I've been working on which uses plants. Here, take some just in case you need them next time. If thrown into the mud, the trap will grow rapidly and disperse a pollen that has a paralyzing effect. I don't have much use for the traps these days, but maybe you will and can help me collect more testing data.
Sino! Tighnari! Oh, so Tighnari must be who Nabil saw earlier. Are you also here to see Sino?
That's right. Sino asked me to collect some medicinal herbs to treat a girl named Semin. I also dropped by just to check for any injuries. He seems to be fine physically, but he looks a little more lonely than I remember. And Sino, relax. You don't always have to look so serious, you know? Why don't you play more Genius Invocation TCG? Kale has always been a little wary of you, and your stern expression certainly isn't helping.
How is Kale these days?
She's grown a bit taller, but her grades could use some improvement. She still made many mistakes on her last test, even after I had marked all the important content in the book for her. After some time, I plan on having her go outside more. It just so happens that I have something she can help me with.
Huh? You mean Kale is leaving Avidia Forest? What happened?
I've asked her to host some ad hoc lectures to teach the dangers of canned knowledge, as well as how to use it safely. Although we've apprehended all the criminals behind the recent smuggling case, there are many people who are still curious and seek after canned knowledge. So I decided to ask her to work on increasing knowledge and awareness on the topic. Please be sure to keep an eye on her.
I will.
If anything else happens, the three of you can find me in the Avidia Forest. Take care.
I've already caught those who were preparing to attack you in secret. Even if some criminals did slip through our fingers, they wouldn't know that you were involved in the case. So you can relax.
But what about you, Sino?
It's still not time for me to rest yet. Those who died have fulfilled their wishes, but those who are alive must continue pressing forward. I've been thinking about what Taj said in the Court of Desolation these last few days. His words were not empty. People do change, and no belief can completely resist the erosion of time. I just hope my own change will come slowly, so that I can press on a little further. That way, those who see me as their superior, and those who are following in my footsteps, will learn courage from my example, just as I gained courage from my own superiors, and my partner. I'll be fine. I'm also enjoying my chat with you right now, you know? There are many things I feel better about once I start to talk about them. Many people want to go to the desert to offer condolences for Taj. But I didn't share details with anyone. I'd prefer to avoid revealing the location of the Court of Desolation. One day, I'll gather some flowers that grow in arid desert conditions. And then, I was hoping you'd join me in planting them on the remains of the Court of Desolation.
No queda claro exactamente dónde cae esta historia, ¿verdad? Pero eso es lo de menos. Vamos a ver si él añade algo.
By the way, something strange happened a few days ago. A merchant approached me and requested that I cover the cost of a desert travel kit. 1,250,000 mora.
Eso fuimos nosotros.
I didn't remember owing anyone mora, especially not that kind of amount. So I arrested the merchant on charges of provocation and disturbing the peace.
Se echó la muchacha.
Do you know anything about this?
Nope. Paimon has no idea what that could be.
Paimon, eres la peor. Bueno, nos fuimos. Próxima misión. Esta es la de Tainari, sí. Y esta con Nilu. ¿Cuáles hay que hacer? The Warm Rhythm of the Streets. Eso tengo que hacerlas todas, parece. Primordialmente esta. Pero ya esta lleva tiempito que no la he seguido, so debería hacerla.
I still have a lot to do at the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back? You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time. Guess we can rest a bit. You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time. Guess we can rest a bit.
You're still awake?
Paimon's getting sleepy. Is this because of the ley lines? It's been a while since we camped outside like this. This feels like when we just started adventuring together. Nighty-night.
You're awake earlier than I expected. Did you sleep well? That's good. I was worried that you two wouldn't be able to sleep, so I specially used 2 of my homemade incenses. Don't worry. They're made from all natural ingredients. They have a light fragrance and aren't harmful to the body. Speaking of which, have you seen the crab? It was scampering around over there just now, but I don't know where it went. So you can tell. My suspicion is less towards the crab and more directed to its unrevealed owner. A ley line effluence of this magnitude occurred without any warning. Someone probably disrupted the natural flow of the ley lines. Until we fully understand the situation, take extra caution. The academia has banned mechanical lifeform research for years, so the origin of these creatures is very suspect. Topics related to mechanical lifeforms were popular in the Spontima for a time. Some of my juniors had also thrown themselves into such research. They proposed an intriguing idea. Use our knowledge to create a new and practical lifeform that could help humanity conquer nature. However, no matter which modules or parts are installed, a machine is innately a construct that receives and executes commands. They can never possess self-awareness like us or other living organisms. In their pursuit to discover the differences between mechanical and biological life forms, zealous researchers performed unregulated vivisections and other absurdly cruel experiments on animals. Research on mechanical life forms was thus banned. The irony is that the researchers became even more impetuous afterward. Who knows? Maybe this subject will be unbanned in a few years. That's a difficult question to answer. I'm interested in the topic of mechanical life, but I don't like the researchers' attitudes. It's just my personal opinion. My ancestors and the Valuka Shuna of the desert coexisted together and supported one another. The bloodline of my people was born from this symbiotic relationship. So to me, all life is important. To understand life, you must first respect it. Life is not an expendable commodity, and knowledge should not be wielded like a scepter. These are the points of contention I have with some researchers, and why I left the academia. By placing yourself above other life forms, what kind of results do you expect to get from researching pure life with impure intentions? Really? Well, I'm glad to hear it. Coffee? Did you prepare this for us? All right. Seeing that you're working so hard to help out, I'll give you another part. You're not planning on using it. Many of your own parts are critically degraded, and you're running low on power. All right. Suit yourself. Oh, and thanks for the coffee, but I'm about to go to sleep. Leave it with him. The night watch is yours. Stay safe.
Sorry. Paimon slept through the entire night. Really? You're not mad? Don't worry. Paimon will be sure to stay awake next time.
Good morning, Traveler and Paimon. Quick question. Do you feel off at all? Me too. The farther in we go, the closer we get to the source of the ley line effluence. We'll be heading out earlier today. I'll take down the tent.
Is there something we can do?
Extinguish our fire so we don't set the entire forest aflame. Also, retrieve the pest-repelling devices from last night. We don't want to affect the ecosystem here.
Got it! Paimon will take care of the fire.
All right. Let's meet back here later. All right. It's about time to head out. As we go further in, we may encounter more berserk machines. The effects of the ley lines will also increase. If you're struggling, it would be wise to avoid conflict. Try to conserve as much energy as possible until we reach the source of the contamination. As I thought, the closer we get to the contamination source, the more mechanical monsters that appear.
My apologies. So rude. Take flight. Whirling snow. Take flight.
There is no escape.
My apologies.
Shine down.
Steady as stone.
Whirling snow.
It stopped here.
Upon closer inspection, the plants here are really different. Leyline energies are also stronger here. This may be the place we've been looking for. Ready yourselves. We're going in.
Vamos allá.
Just what will we come across this time?
Dice electricidad, hierba, electricidad, fuego y agua. Vamos a poner agua aquí.
Don't disappoint me. May knowledge guide you.
Vamos a poner a Diluc aquí. Y vamos a poner electricidad aquí. Vamos para allá. Vamos a ver, con este equipazo yo creo que no hay break. Ah, mira, me van a dejar usar a Tainari. No es nada guau, pero vamos a probarlo.
There's a ton of mechanical monsters here. Who made this place their lair?
Looks like there's no way to sneak by. Let's take care of them quickly.
Vamos allá. Uno down.
Now you shall
No.
perish.
No lo que yo quería aprender, pero...
There is no escape.
Scatter! One with the forest.
Pum, 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 pum. El mapa es un poquito oscurito. Este personaje fue uno de los primeros que pusieron para...
What is this?
I've never seen a machine like this before. I don't feel too well.
Leyline energy is spilling out from here. This device, it's extracting energy from the ley lines without end.
Ajá, eso está bien raro.
Who in the world would do this without considering the consequences? The ley lines won't be able to repair themselves if their flow is perpetually disrupted like this.
Tengo una idea. Fatui.
That's terrible. We have to stop it. Let Paimon see. Paimon doesn't see controls anywhere.
Standing here is equivalent to being directly showered in leyline energy, which may cause irreversible damage to your body. Take Paimon and get out of here. I'll see if I can find a way to turn this thing off.
Wait, you're also vulnerable to the ley lines, right? We're staying. We can't leave you here by yourself.
Then let's look for it together. If there is no control unit here, then there must be a trapdoor somewhere.
You know where it is? Hey, wait for us! What's this? It'll only show up if you step on it?
Be careful, and watch your step. His body is cold. It's emaciated, and his eyes are sunken, likely from chronic malnourishment and stress. He collapsed and never got back up. What exactly happened here? Almost forgot about you. Here, this is the last one.
What is it doing?
I'm not sure. Judging by this room's layout, this place was a laboratory. We should find a repository of research documents if we keep going. The file room will definitely give us some clues, so let's go take a look. Maybe we can piece together what happened here. Keep up.
Wow! It's huge in here!
This place is a natural hiding spot with how hidden it is. The pipes continue further. Let's head in.
Did you two find anything?
There are a lot of lab notes, but it would take way too long to read through them all. I found a tape recording used for an experiment, and based on its serial number, it's from 2 years ago.
Tape recording?
Yes, the Spontama created a device that visually records experiments and consolidates the final production into a tape. However, these devices are expensive to make and aren't entirely stable. That's why they are only used in some laboratories and do not see wider usage.
Come on, let's watch it.
Hold on, let me figure out how to play the tape. It goes there. Ah, okay, this should do it.
Kakata? Kakata? Seriously, I look away for 1 second and you're gone? There you are. Look here. This is our new home. I, Abatui, will unleash my talents here and amaze those ancient fossils at the Academia. Oh? You're also quite happy. Kakata, do you know what we're about to do? Yes, I thought not. Listen up, Kakata. I'm going to make a mechanical life form that can be mass-produced. The technology will be unlike anything else that exists. I'll use mechanical organs, and electric currents will course through them like blood. A steel-cast heart that will beat forever, and a brain of myriad components that can think like mine. Inspiration from the ruins and the research that the Academia had banned. I hope everything can start anew from this place. When you can understand our language and live among us, you will no longer be a boring machine, but a truly living being. It's fine. You will understand. One day, you will understand me.
Karkata is the mechanical crab, right? And that researcher named Abatui said he wanted to prove something to the Academia?
I remember now. I had a junior researcher named Abatui. He was expelled from the Academia for researching mechanical life forms.
Junior researcher?
Yeah? What's wrong?
Nothing. Paimon was just wondering, doesn't Abatui look older than you?
He is, but academic progression isn't tied to age. I finished my studies a while ago, so subsequent students generally considered me as their senior.
Oh.
Of course, age can be an issue. For a while, people always dragged me into pictures. I felt like some kind of animal on display. That isn't important. Let's go and see if we can find other tape recordings. Keep up.
is written on it. Let Paimon see. It's from a half a year ago!
That's quite the time gap. I wonder what happened in between.
It's rare that you malfunction because of an operational error. Seems that making coffee is still somewhat difficult for you. Or is there an issue with my set parameters? All right, there you go. Water entered the chela and caused it to short circuit, so it couldn't receive signals from the ganglion. Look at me, talking to you like this. You can't understand me anyway, can you? It's fine. I swapped in some new parts, so you should be all right now. Try moving around. Everything in working order? Be more careful next time. We're tight on money right now, so we don't have a lot of parts or power to spare. I'm glad. Carcotta, did you know? Yesterday, I dreamed that you could talk. Aren't the bunch at the Academia always saying things like, mechanical intelligence is just an extension of statistics? They were blown away when they saw us talking with each other. Too bad it was just a dream. Forget holding a conversation with me. You're so simple that you probably wouldn't even notice if I died. Never mind. I should probably be worrying about next month's power.
After Abatui left the Academia, everyone lost contact with him. I thought he was so despondent that he gave up on researching mechanical life forms. Instead, he had holed up here and continued his experiments.
Paimon doesn't feel like he's a bad person. He even changed out Carcotta's broken parts. Why would he mess with ley lines?
Let's keep looking around. Following the serial numbers, the next recording should be here. The writing is sloppy. Perhaps his state of mind had changed. There's also an undated tape in the wrong spot. Doesn't seem like Abatui put it there.
Maybe Carcotta helped him with sorting.
It's hard to say. These are the last 2 tape recordings. Let's watch them.
Sorry, Carcotta. I was just thinking about something. Today might become a special day. In my recent experiments, I successfully gave you a living being's instincts. When you're low on power, or if one of your parts is damaged, you will prioritize your survival command and proactively recharge or replace your parts. That is a very dangerous thing. And today, I did something even more dangerous. I've officially activated the 3rd generation ley line extractor. The ley lines will serve as our power source from now on. Conducting research on mechanical life forms requires a large amount of power. Even if I scrimped and saved, the more I have wouldn't last for long. I'm also getting tired, Carcotta. I don't know what's driving me to continue with this research anymore. They say that even if it simulates the operation of a living creature's organs, a machine is still an ice-cold tool. I want to prove them wrong. I want to turn you into a living, breathing, and talking being. I'm not talking about anything cheerful, Carcotta. Modules for language, emotion, and movement. I've been working my absolute hardest to augment and refine your functionalities, but I've never seen an effective response. You are my finest success, but even you can't understand me. All you can do is execute limited responses based on preset commands or keywords. Carcotta, I wish you could speak to me, even just once. Yes, you cannot understand me, so you cannot answer me either. It is what it is. In a few days, I'll sell the failed ley line extractor for some more and continue my experiments. Life goes on, and I have to as well. I don't have any other choice. This is new. If I place another 2 control modules here to simulate the brain's thalamus... of course my heart decides to act up now. Why did I cut medication from our expenses? Kakata, come help me. Strange. I feel weak. Oh no, I have to shut down the extractor. Shut it off. If we let them recharge indefinitely, they'll go out of control. Right. I never input a command to shut down the extractor, so you don't understand what I'm saying. In the end, it's just like the Academia said. Mechanical life forms only bring danger. My research... Was there any point to it at all? I'm sorry, Kakata. In the end, I still wasn't able to turn you into a true mechanical life form.
I see. So the ley line effluence was an accident. After Abatui's unexpected death, the mechanical monsters were driven by their instincts and continuously drew out power from the ley line extractor. This eventually resulted in severe damage to the ley lines.
Paimon understands. Then why didn't Karkata go haywire like the other machines?
Because Karkata is different from the other machines. Structures similar to living organisms, the ability to cry and laugh, and capacity for independent thought. To Abatui, only a machine with these features could be considered a mechanical life form. Perhaps only by building such a machine could he have the Academia acknowledge his protracted research. But if he had slowed down and saw Karkata as a friend instead of an experimental product, he would have noticed. Karkata can't speak. And yet it cares about Abatui far more than it does about itself.
What does that mean?
You'll see in a bit. But before that, we have a more urgent task at hand. First, let's find the control unit for the ley line extractor and shut it down. More of this transparent flooring. It feels like a maze. Below us is the final room. The control unit is likely in there.
The way ends here. Wanna try jumping down?
Shined up! Witness the power of Gugwa!
Enshroud! Let's nip that in the bud!
Spring forth!
Illusion shattered! There is no escape!
This should be the control unit. Once we turn it off, the ley line extractor should also shut down. Without an external force damaging the ley lines, they should start to slowly repair themselves. Oh, but I bet you two are more worried about Carcata. Let's head back.
Dito, el robo es como era como una mascota casi. Básicamente las cosas que los módulos que le puso sí funcionaron.
So, Carcata has been collecting parts because it thinks doing so will fix its owner?
Carcata is unable to understand the concept of death. However, it probably remembers when Abatui replaced its parts when it malfunctioned, and how that restored it to an operational state. It's true that Carcata isn't able to think or understand many topics, but it is like a small child that imitates what adults do.
So that's why it kept stealing mechanical parts. But it can't repair its owner, no matter how hard it tries.
Yes, but the important thing is that it formed the thought of wanting to repair Abatui. No one knows how this thought came to be, but it has even suppressed the instincts that Abatui had installed. If it really is as we've predicted, this research truly will make waves in the academia. It might have been possible to achieve this with ancient technology, but no one has been able to do the same with modern tools.
Carcata? Carcata? Can you hear Paimon? Tainari says you're awesome!
It reached its limit. It hasn't recharged this entire time, nor has it replaced its severely damaged parts. It's a miracle that it managed to hang on for so long. I'm going to confirm that the ley line extractor has shut down. Come with me. Let them be alone for a while. Keep up. The ley line extractor has ceased operations. Traces of ley line energy are still in the atmosphere, but the effluence's source has been stopped. The purification devices will handle the rest. Moving on, those affected by the ley lines need immediate care. We'll put up an announcement on the bulletin board about the dangers of entering the contaminated region, and for symptomatic individuals to find Kale. According to the Academia's policies, we need to bring everything back. Research materials related to mechanical life forms will be destroyed, and Carcata will be disassembled and sealed away.
What the heck?
You two should return first. I'll take care of things here. Although we've stopped the source of the effluence, the ley line energy in the air exceeds normal values. Your bodies won't be able to hold up if you continue to stay here.
But...
Listen, the Traveler hasn't rested very well, right? Also, it'll take some time to pack up all the research documents. You're not familiar with this research after all, so you won't be of much use here. Tell the Adventurers Guild that the incident has been resolved, and then get some sleep. We can discuss matters tomorrow. Oh, and don't talk about Abatui. The fewer that know about mechanical life form research, the better.
All right. Then let's go back to Catherine. Anyway, so the contaminated region turned out to be a ley line effluence deep in the forest. Things are already getting back to normal.
I see. Thank you for your hard work. Once the excess ley line energy dissipates from the air, we should be able to make an announcement for residents to resume their normal activities. This is the stipulated reward. Please accept it.
Is Carcata going to be sent back to the Academia? It's already damaged, but Paimon feels sad thinking about it getting disassembled. Oh, then how about we find Tighnari tomorrow and ask him not to do that? Paimon really wants to go right now, but Tighnari said that we would discuss matters tomorrow. We'll probably make him mad if we go now, huh? Alright then, we'll find Tighnari tomorrow and tell him not to disassemble Carcata. How are you feeling? Sleep well? We should go find Tighnari. There are so many local special...
Keep your voice down. The lilac daphne, a daphne of the genus Thameliaceae, has a strong anticonvulsant effect, can be made into an anesthetic powder. Extrapolating from these two datasets, it would be particularly potent against Piscine species. Hey, make sure you're getting all this down.
Carcata?
I thought I told you all to keep your voices low. Plants aren't afraid of noise, but your shouting is making my ears ring.
You didn't disassemble Carcata?
Why would I do that?
But Paimon thought you said, according to the Academia's policies...
So that's why you two barged in like barbarians at this hour. Fine, I suppose I wasn't clear enough about this yesterday. What I meant was, according to the Academia's policies, all products of research must be destroyed. That's why we can't let the Academia discover that place. Anyway, the first thing I did was repair Carcata. during my time at the academia, I took an elective course at the Spontama. Who knew it would prove useful one day? We then buried Abatui together. After organizing the research materials, I kept some as a souvenir. Most of it was burned to hide the evidence. I'm not with the academia, so what do their policies have to do with me? On the other hand, I am the forest watcher of the Avidya forest. I have a duty to protect all life in the forest. All life brought forth in this world has meaning, and Karkata is no exception. If it exists, then it shouldn't be carelessly abandoned or destroyed.
That's great! Wait, you just said life form. You recognize Karkata as a true living being now?
The possibility exists, is all. It's hard to explain Karkata's efforts to repair Abatui. Abatui only left behind a small portion of his research. Who knows how many commands he installed? Maybe a conflict between all those commands resulted in this sort of behavior. From a more rigorous perspective, it is impossible to conclude that Karkata is a real life form. But the possibility exists. I am willing to believe in that. By the way, I'm not interested in continuing research on this subject. I'm just letting it hang out here because this place is relatively secluded. But as things stand now, it wouldn't be a bad idea to make it my research assistant. At the very least, it can record my experiments. What do you think?
Por fin se acabó eso ya. Mire, vamos a pelear. Tengo que hacer unas peleas. Vamos. Esta primero. Vamos allá. Hielo y fuego. 80. Hielo y fuego. No está mal este corillo.
As you wish.
Este para cuando se ponga de hielo, este para cuando esté de fuego. Vámonos así, vamos a probar este team.
You dare overstep your mortal authority?
Rain outlines your fate. Rain cutter.
Crushed.
Scatter.
Not good.
I must leave no stone unturned.
There is no atonement for 1,000-year pain! Today, you witness your reckoning!
No, my sword.
Steady as stone.
Propagate.
Rain outlines your fate.
tomb, though you know it not. Come, experience an eon of suffering.
For retribution!
Let me weave you a verse.
Propagate! Germinate!
Dust!
Scatter!
Fisher!
Time to clean up.
I will not be destroyed.
I await your instruction. What are my orders?
No touching.
Inferior.
My apologies.
Weak. Be gone!
Access denied. Unthinkable.
Inferior.
Yeah. Take flight. So rude.
Inferior. The eye sweeps the lands.
Whirling snow! Sakura swirl! My apologies!
Lightning falls on the land of eternity.
Born of ice and frost.
This body is eternal. Purge all obstacles.
No touching! Unthinkable! Whirling snow! Steady as stone.
Witness the final calamity!
My apologies.
Eternity is in my hand.
We're way behind schedule. Born of ice. Take flight. Kamisato art. Sumetsu. I must leave no stone unturned. My My apologies.
Light access denied. Obey me. This world,
Blaze
a
over.
fleeting shadow.
Take flight. Steady as stone. No touching.
Absurd!
Whirling snow.
Illusions are but distractions.
Take flight.
This body is eternal. Sever! Perish!
My apologies.
Ruin follows my blade. Witness the final calamity.
Whirling snow.
Inferior.
Take flight.
Perish.
Born of ice and frost.
Eternity is in my hands.
No touching. Embrace the ice. This is long overdue. My apologies.
Euthymia crumbles before me.
Bueno, le di una pelita a 2 bosses. Vamos al tercero y último de la semana. La verdad que esa pelea contra el Ryan Shogun es una de las mejores. Y obviamente la del gigantón. Aquí vamos a poner el Traveler.
A pleasure to be working with
Ponemos
you.
camiseta, fuego. Vamos a añadir.
The campaign begins.
Va a ser bien fácil esta pelea del dragón. Es too easy ya. Además de que es de las primeras, es el primer boss fight grande que tenemos en el juego, pero demasiado fácil ya.
Shine down.
Vamos a darle una pelita.
Whirling snow.
Vamos para allá.
My apologies.
Mira cómo se cayó. Ya perdí un poquito de tiempo ahí. Mierda. Esta pelea es fácil, ya uno está acostumbrado y todo ya. Ahora volamos. Vamos a cambiar de plataforma porque las plataformas directamente del poder son las que están afectadas, pero si nos vamos un poquito más para la derecha, pues aquí está. Vuelvo a volar para acá. ¿Me tira o no me tira? Vamos a ver. No.
Illusion shot. Propagate. Whirling snow.
Me acuerdo cuando antes yo tenía mucho cuidado con este boss fight porque me quitaba mucha vida, ya ni me importa. Se acabó. Chacho, facilito. Easy peasy. Ya está, los 3 boss fights semanales, la historia de Tainari, la historia de Sino. Yo creo que ya estoy cuadrado. Yo creo que ahora me falta la historia de Nilu. Si no me equivoco, vamos a ver. Eso es así. Rhythm, la de el ritmo caluroso de las calles. Eso es la historia de Nilu. Eso es allá en Sumeru. Pero ya yo jugué suficiente por hoy, así que lo dejo aquí. Luego yo le cambio la descripción a este video y sigo jugando otro día esa historia. ¿Qué otras historias hay aquí? Vamos a ver. 15 días. A esta le quedan 8 días. A esta le queda un día, pero yo ya acabé todo esto, ¿verdad? Sí, ya acabé todo eso. Ya recibí todos los rewards. A esta le quedan 8, a esta le quedan 15, a esta le quedan 8 días. A esta ya la hice completa, ya probé ahí a la granja de Miko, a Child, entre ellos dos, ¿verdad? Depende de los gustos y qué personas uno necesite. Yo no necesito uno de electricidad, o no necesito allá de Miko, pero si les gusta el estilo, lo pueden tratar de obtener. Y Child es un buen personaje de usar de agua, so, si necesitan uno de agua, este es tremendo. Oye, ya yo acabé esta misión. A lo mejor después de acabar la historia como tal, me dejan pelear contra él. Esto tengo que jugarlo. Fíjate, mañana puedo jugarlo a ver cómo me va. Casi tiempo que no juego en el Abyss. Son 2400 Primogens de gratis. Solo voy a necesitar yo para hacer los próximos pulls. Vamos a ver. Bueno,
A blade embraces its duty,
ahí lo dejo.
as a jeweler cherishes their gems.